Hi everyone, welcome to Versatile Fun Designs. Today, LEGO unveiled the most recent BrickLink Designer program. It's Series 7, and in this series there are 376 designs, lots and lots of very, very good ideas. So today I'll tell you my top 5, lots of honorable mentions, and make sure to stick around till the very end so you see my predictions for which sets I think will actually make it to be an actual LEGO set once all of this is said and done. So moving on to my top 5. My top pick is the Desert Empire by Krakinator, who already had a previous successful BDP submission, and this is a very beautiful submission right here. So you see this is a desert castle. It's medieval, but a bit different than what we're used to. So I do like the color scheme, the design, the palm trees. It all fits together very, very nicely. And I can't wait to buy this LEGO set if it actually gets voted on by enough people. So we have until the 21st, I believe, to vote. So make sure you go to bricklink.com to vote for your favorite LEGO sets. My next choice is the Train Museum by Ver555. This is an amazing build. It just looks so cool. Here's a look at the museum from the inside. It has lots of microscale train models as well as an actual train. Here we see the minifigures at the entrance, another view from the minifigure perspective, more microscale builds, and here's how it all fits together. I like the use of the black and the transparent elements. It looks very elegant, very classy. Also, I like the use of the gold and green. It just makes so much sense to me. And this train actually fits on standard LEGO track, so that's an added bonus as well, and it has an interesting construction also. So I think this would be a very good addition to my LEGO city, and I hope to buy this if this gets voted on by enough people to make it an actual LEGO set. My next pick for the top 5 is again train related, and it's the Brick Park Station and Tram by Go Habs Go. This might be a fellow Montrealer right here. So this is a nice little mini city with a tramway going all around it. So here we see what it looks like from the back, and it is fully enclosed, thankfully. And we can see here how we can access some of the buildings. So that's pretty cool. And there's apparently 2 trains that we could use here, and the tracks are interchangeable. We can switch between the 2. This is the tram, and it's openable from the top. There are no doors, unfortunately, but this is an acceptable solution. Here are some interior details of the ice cream shop. And this looks to be like a restaurant. So yeah, lots of cool little details. And there's a playground for kids as well. Yeah, this looks like fun, and it's one of my top 5 sets. My next top 5 set is the University of Science, and this is one of the best LEGO builds I've ever seen in my life. I'm not even exaggerating. Just look at this thing, it's massive. And this feels like a proper university to me. There's lots of minifigures as well. Yeah, this thing looks great, and you can either display it open back like this, with everything all laid out flat, or you can bring it together for a more compact display. You can buy 2 of them and make a giant university as well. I think that's what I would like to do. So here's what it looks like from the inside. I love the chandelier, lots of interior details, an astronomy class, a library, 1 classroom, hopefully more than 1 classroom, and this looks like an auditorium. That's very nice, actually. Anatomy class, yeah, they have everything here. The entrance looks nice, I love the chandelier, again, that's done in a very, very nice way. Botany, chemistry, yeah, it's over 1 meter wide, so if you buy 2 of these and you build another copy of this mirrored, you're going to have a really, really beautiful building. So yeah, I can't wait to see this become an actual LEGO set. I really hope that this makes it. Go vote for this one. This is by King Creations. My last set in the top 5 is the Wayfarer's Village. It was very hard to narrow it down to just one set, but in the end, this is the set that won me over. I love the color scheme, the teal roof, and I love the idea of the set. You have basically a house on top of treads, so it's a house and a vehicle at the same time. It reminds me of some of the Ninjago builds from back in the day. And just look at this thing. This thing looks amazing. You have some cool minifigures as well, and it's all separable, so you can divide it up into modules and put them all back together. Just don't call it modular, because LEGO is trademarking that term, apparently. So yeah, it looks pretty cool. And each of these buildings are standalone, although they are open back. But still, it's a very nice organization of LEGO pieces to create something that all fits together into a cohesive whole. And I like the lighting here. I hope they're actually going to include the lights with the set, although I kind of doubt that. So you're going to probably have to get those lights yourself, but still, it looks pretty nice, albeit a bit cramped. So the minifigures will fit in there, but not with a lot of space. So yeah, lots of good stuff here. I wish they added a goat as well. Adding a goat would make this set the goat. So that's it for my top 5. Next I'll move to my honorable mentions, and I'll just speed run through these because I have a lot of them. So Ishtar Gate, Jetpack Racer, Kinetic Desktop Toys, and this one is actually pretty interesting. If you watch the video down below, go to the website so you see it, and you actually see these in motion. Mech and Supply Truck, I just like the design of the truck especially. The whole set is done nicely, and I love LEGO space. Medieval Carpenter's Workshop. Mountain Shelter, I like the idea of the set, basically a very flat mountain and a house that's integrated in it. And it is open back on the other side, but I don't mind that because it actually makes sense in this context. You could hang this on a wall, and then only you know that this is there, so that's pretty cool. Next up we have the Orcs Windmill. I just like the design of this thing. This just looks so cool, and the windmill actually spins. We have the Steampunk Mobile Observatory, which again reminds me of one of the LEGO Ninjago sets, and this thing also looks really, really cool. This was almost in my top 5. Yeah, very, very beautiful submission by BrickyBricks82, who also has other previous successful submissions in the past. The Peaceful Temple Tour, the Brick House. This was again almost one of my top 5s. It's a very simple build, but very nice. I like the idea and the execution. It's very beautiful, very colorful. It brings me a lot of joy, and this is a set that you could probably build together with your own pieces, or you just order the right pieces and put it together because you can see the whole story just from these pictures. But that does not take away from its charm and elegance, so I really hope that this set makes it as well. The Desert Citadel is also a set that I would like to see made into a real LEGO set. It's a beautiful desert-themed castle. I love the color scheme, I love the angles. Yeah, even the minifigure is wearing purple. It's all very, very nice. Oh, and it has a goat as well. Definitely bonus points for the goat. The picnic trip is a cute little scene of two romantic lovers, so this is nice, ready in time for Valentine's Day. And you have different trees depending on the season, so you can have something for spring, another one for fall, etc. And you have a sunset or sunrise brick-built thing as well, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, very sweet, and that's right in time for Valentine's Day. All of these sets are going to ship way, way, way after Valentine's Day. Next up, we have the Residential Row Series 1. We have seen this submission before, but I do want to highlight it again because I would like to add these buildings to my LEGO City. We have the Sand Warehouse with barge and narrow gauge train. This is also a very nice submission, perhaps a little bit niche, but that does not make it bad. And I would like to see LEGO do more and more of these things, because it's rare that we get LEGO sets that cover this subject material. The saxophone, this could be a LEGO icon set in a few years. It's very well done. I appreciate all the effort that the designer put into it. It's unfortunate about that blue pin, though. I really wish LEGO would give us more flexibility in that respect, but it's a very, very worthwhile effort. Although probably it's not functional. The Space Food Truck is another cute LEGO space set. I really like the classic space logo that they did here with brick-built pieces. That's the highlight of the set to me. But the tree is also very nice, and I like the mixing of regular minifigures and aliens, and the reference to the Galaxy Explorer is an added bonus. The Tangerine Utopia is a very nice set as well. It takes a theme and just goes along with it. It's a little bit crazy, but in a good way. So look at all the orange things in this set. Yeah, Tangerine Windmill. I was not expecting to see that today, but I'm very happy to see it. Yeah, lots of good stuff here. Next up, we have the Tangram box. This reminds me of some toys that I used to have as a kid that are non-LEGO. It looks like you can actually build a Tangram with LEGO, and you can actually fit it together. So this looks like a fun thing to play with. Yeah, I would like to see this as a gift with purchase, maybe. That's pretty cool. Next up, we have the tennis match. I like the idea behind the tennis match. Basically, you turn this crank, and there's a ball that goes between the two players as if they're actually playing. So I really like this idea. I think it's a genius idea by the designer. And yeah, it's just so cool. The printery is something that's very unusual. It's basically LEGO minifigures working in a real-life printer to print something looks like a LEGO minifigure smiley face. Yeah, it mixes our big human figure world with the minifigure world in a very nice way. So I really like this idea of the printery. Next up, we have the Vault Black Edition. This is basically a fancy vault that you cannot open unless you have a particular combination in mind, or you could just disassemble the set. So this is not a replacement for an actual vault, but more of an educational tool for kids and young adults to learn how these kind of things work. But still, I like the idea, I like the design. But again, shame for that blue pin in the middle. I really wish they could have figured out a way to not have these blue pins. LEGO, please let us recolor the pins, at least for the adult sets. The V6 Hybrid engine is also another amazing submission. This is an actual functioning engine. You turn the crank or you attach a LEGO motor to it, and it actually spins. And there's a video by the designer below on this page, so check it out. And there's so much thought, so much care that went into this. And I would like to see this as a LEGO Technic set. I think they should do like a separate category for LEGO Technic, because it's rare that these submissions actually end up winning in a general competition, but this submission really deserves to win. Next up, we have the Villa San, and this is another example of modern architecture that I really appreciate. It's something very different. We've not seen it before. And the designer put all of the budget into the set itself, so there are no minifigures included, but you can easily supply those on your own. But what is here is good. Like all the focus is on the build. And there's so many nice techniques. The color scheme, the geometry, it's very impressive to me. I like the palm trees as well. So this is very cool. And this is if you buy 3 of them, you can combine them into this form. So that's pretty cool as well. This is if you buy 6 of them, although I doubt that LEGO would let you buy 6 of this set in one shot. But maybe they will change the terms and conditions for this set because people voted for it. We'll have to see about that. Next up, we have Village on a Wall. And really the name speaks for itself here. It's like buildings, but you hang them on a wall. And yeah, it's a cute little display scene. Oh, and there's a goat as well. Bonus points for the goat. And I want to see this from the back. Do you get to see this from the back? Unfortunately, no. So I think the designer should have included at least one picture so that we can see what this thing looks like from the back. But nevertheless, it's a really good submission. Next up, we have the Mountainside Castle. This is a really nice castle set. It can be displayed in more than one way. It has lots of cool building techniques and lots of interesting minifigures as well. So that's a pretty nice submission right there. Next up, we have the Wizard's Mystic Manor. And this brings me back to the classic days of LEGO, when red and blue were some of the only colors that were available. So it's a throwback to the old LEGO sets of the 1970s, 1980s, with a very classic color scheme. So it's pretty cool. I like the mixing of the old and the new, with this drone thingy that has dragon wings for propellers. Yeah, it's different, it's unique, and it has a certain charm to it, and I appreciate that. And it's openable through hinges like this, so that's pretty cool. Also the roof technique, I think they're doing it using LEGO Technic, so I've never seen this roof technique before. So props to the designer for finding a new roof technique. Next up, we have the Wolf King's Fortress. And the highlight to me here is this wolf head. This is done surprisingly well. I really appreciate the effort that the designer put in here. And actually, the name of the designer is Wolf King, so this might be their best set ever. Yeah, this is a scary place. I would not want to go here if I was a minifigure. Just look at that wolf. Wow. I wonder if the wolf head is detachable. You could display it separately. I hope it is. The rest of the stuff here is good. You get some nice minifigure selection. Interesting submission. Next up, we have the Fruits Basket. And this is just a collection of fruits. The idea is simple, and I like the execution. Yeah, this is probably too large to be a gift with purchase, but it's a nice little idea of various fruits done completely in Lego. Wow, I like the fruitiger arrow right here and the stickers on the banana to indicate its ripeness. That's pretty cool. And here's a better look at the fruits. Yeah, pretty cool. The pear looks a little bit wacky, but that's okay. Next up, we have the Galactic Pizza Delivery Ship. I just like this set because it combines two things that I like, Lego space and pizza. I would have never expected a spaceship to have pizza slices on it like this. This reminds me of some of the more recent Lego City sets, like the, forgot what it's called exactly, basically a boxcar pizza set that was released in January. This one reminds me of that. So it's a pretty nice submission right there. Next up, we have Home Sweet Home, literally. So we have a pop can, we have a candy cane, we have some chocolate cake and a gingerbread house. So these minifigures are really enjoying the sweet life, living in this home sweet home. It is open back. I think it's okay for this kind of model. Yeah, this seems like a good gift for kids. If I was a kid, I would have loved to receive this set. Yeah, it's just so cute. I love it. Next up, we have the Medieval Toll Bridge. This is another medieval themed set. It looks pretty nice. There are the minifigures included, and we also get a horse. Lots of wolf clan minifigures in this one, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, this might be one of the finalist sets for the year, but hold, because I think there's 5 other sets that have a better chance. There's the Horizon Starfighter by Jazz the Kraz, who already has a previous successful BDP submission. This is a very nice spaceship. It's not related to Star Wars or anything like that officially, but you can imagine it to be part of your own canon, your own universe. I just love the color scheme with the teal, the orange, the yellow. It just makes so much sense to me. And I would like to have this as a Lego set. And the minifigures included, one of them might be Sora from Ninjago because of the hairpiece. So that's pretty cool as well. Next up, we have the Bandit Camp at the Old Ruins. And here, the designer knows how to sell their set. Basically, all the Wolfpack minifigures that everyone wants, they're right at the front on the first picture. I like the wolf tent right there. Yeah, this is a pretty cool submission. Look at all the details. Wow. Lots and lots of interesting details. Look at that tree. Yeah, lots of cool stuff here. Yeah, I'm going to have to get this one if it actually turns into a real Lego set. Next up, we have the Brick Monarch's Castle, another castle submission. And this one is also displayable in multiple modes, like the Lion Knight's Castle. You see here all the minifigures and a pig, but unfortunately no goat. Here it is in its open back form. It's a little bit sparse on the inside compared to some of the other castles, but maybe you have to supply the extra furnishings yourself. Yeah, the detail that is here is nice, but I feel like I could have used a bit more interior detail. And here's a completely different perspective on it. One of the trees is green, one of them is in the fall, so I guess you have the choice of season. Maybe you have the pieces to do both. I hope that they are able to include that if this actually becomes a real Lego set. Next up, we have Brickland Elementary. I like the idea of a Lego elementary school. The submitted design here is a bit simple, maybe too simple in my opinion. I think it could have used a little bit more detail. It's too generic in my opinion, but still I like the idea of having an elementary school. Maybe a little bit of graffiti on the walls or something like that. The cake house is an excellent submission. It can either be a wedding cake or a birthday cake, and it has basically interior space where the minifigures live and actually build cakes, so that's pretty cool. And using the included pieces, you can turn it into a wedding cake or a birthday cake with a classic space logo. Wow, that's pretty nice. Yeah, this is definitely a nice idea to give to someone for their wedding or for their birthday. Yeah, I like the idea and the execution of this set. It's pretty cool. Next up, we have the Abandoned Castle. Yet another castle. Castles are very popular in this theme, except this one has a goat. So bonus points to this set because of the goat. It has treasures, traps, and spiders. Oh my. Secret entrances too. Watch thy step. Yeah, I like the charm in this castle. It has lots of energy, lots of personality. You can stretch it up to 32 inches in length if you display it this way. That's pretty cool. You have, again, the goat with the secret compartment for the cart that it's pulling. The Wolfpack flag as well. Lots of minifigures here. That's pretty cool. Next up, we have the Coastal Village. This is also a very nice set, especially if you live near the coast. Yeah, lots and lots of interesting details. Yeah, everywhere you look, you see something different each time. It's going to be so much fun to build. Yeah, I really like this submission. Next up, we have the Crystal Keep, another medieval set, this time with elves. Yeah, it's a cute little set. It's actually larger than it first appears when you keep scrolling through the images. The Crystal Cave. Ooh, with crystals inside. That's pretty nice. Yeah, I like this submission as well. Next up, we have the Dragon Attack, and the main selling point of this submission is the dragon itself. Just look at that dragon with the Nexonite shields, the red and black color scheme. That looks like a scary dragon, and I don't think LEGO would ever make a dragon this big. Wow. Lots of articulation on it as well, and a little bit of a side build as well. So, yeah, this is another cool submission. What do you think about these large dragons? Next up, we have the Alchemist's Workshop. Yet another medieval set. And pay attention to the details here. You see some of the details are reminiscent of the Tudor corner. You see here some play feature with this thing that turns around. Yeah, lots of interesting details here, and this I think would go really well next to the Tudor corner, maybe with some slight modifications. I think this is open back. Yeah, so it is open back, and you have this is what the interior of the set looks like. I don't think it's able to hinge closed by default, so that is something to keep in mind. You're probably gonna have to buy 2 of these if you want to. Actually, it might hinge closed. I'm not sure, based on the pictures that were submitted. I guess we'll have to wait and see when this one comes out, but it looks pretty interesting. And finally, we have the Medieval City Gate, the final set in my honorable mentions. And this is also a very cheerful medieval set. There's lots of colors here. It's not just a gray castle like so many other submissions. And again, there's lots of personality here, lots of minifigures and lots of things to do. You can display this one in multiple ways as well. So that's always a good thing. Moving on to my predictions. Drum roll, please. So first up, we have the Lion's Keep. I looked at all the castles that were submitted. I think this one has a better chance than the others, just because of all the design of the set. It looks very imposing. I like the studs on the side used here, and I think this is going to be one of the castles that will be approved for being turned into an actual LEGO set when all is said and done. Lots of interesting minifigures, and this hinge is open, and you can see some of the interior details. The flames here looks like they're actually lit up. I don't think they're actually going to be lit up in the actual set unless you buy a lighting kit. And look at all the stuff that you get here. All these modules, you might be able to rearrange them in different ways, so that's definitely very cool. Yeah, it's a pretty nice castle right there. Next up, we have the Red Mountain Kingdom's castle. This one's a little bit different, but sometimes these types of builds are the ones that end up winning, so I think this one also has a pretty good chance. I like the use of the LEGO Technic gear as a design element, as a decoration, and I also like the towers that are done here in a very interesting technique. I want to know how the designer managed to pull that off. Lots of nice part usage, lots of interesting building techniques, and very consistent color scheme. You're able to display it either closed or open back mode, so no matter which one you prefer, you're going to win with this one. Lots of interior details, and Easter eggs as well. Yeah, this looks like a very successful submission. I can totally see this being an actual LEGO set. However, there's no goat, unfortunately. Next up, we have the Scarlet Bastion. This is an interesting castle as well, or a medieval set with some dark red color scheme. Like it's primarily dark red more than anything else, and I think that's a bold design choice. The leaves are in the fall, and I think these sets are going to come out sometime in the fall, so it probably makes sense. The hinge is open. There's lots of stuff to see on the inside, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, I do think this has an excellent chance of being a LEGO set as well. Even the minifigures are dark red as well. Wolfpack minifigure. Yeah, cool. Next up, we have the Brickwood Castle. And this is yet another castle. This one is done in tan, so it's a little bit different than other castles we've seen so far because it's using tan instead of gray. And I think a lot of people are going to opt for this one because they want something that's medieval but still a little bit different from what they already have. Because at this point, Series 7, there's already been lots of gray castles, so maybe people want to have something a little bit different. The stairs of the Brickwood Castle are built using a very interesting technique. It's completely brick built according to the designer, so that looks pretty cool. Lots of interesting details right here. And just look at all the stuff in this castle. Yeah, I think this one is going to be a winner. And just look at that thing. Yeah, I would like to have this as part of my LEGO collection. Probably will not put this in my main LEGO city, but I'll put it somewhere separate. Yeah, look at all those details on the interior and the exterior. Yeah, lots of cool stuff here. And even the cart is done in a very, very professional way. Lots of stuff to see on the inside. I like the presentation that the designer gave us here. And we also get a goat. So this set really is the goat. And finally, my last prediction is a dark horse, literally. It's the castle of the Deer God. It's a black castle. It reminds me of Vader's castle, although it's not officially licensed by Star Wars. This is the dark horse of Series 7. I don't think anyone's going to predict this one, but we'll see. But I think it will make it in the end, because it's just so different. It's so alluring. There's something evil about it. I think people are going to want that, especially in these times. So yeah, again, lots of interesting, nice part usage here. This is very different from anything that I've seen before. Yeah, lots of cool stuff. You have like this hanging garden that's in this jail-looking thing. Yeah, that's weird, but in a very good way. You have the good guys versus the bad guys. All the skulls right here. Yeah. My wild guess is that this is going to be one of these successful submissions, and we'll find out in a few weeks or a few months what ends up happening with the BrickLink Designer Program. So once again, be sure to go to BrickLink.com and vote for February 21st if you want to make sure that any of your favorite sets get submitted. And I've also had previous comments in previous videos about people who submitted. So if you did submit something to this BDP Series 7, please comment down below, tell people where they can go support your submission. Lots of other submissions I couldn't go over just because this video is already too long, but there's really, really lots of good stuff here. So I want to say finally congrats to every single one who submitted something to Series 7. You worked really hard on this, and I hope that you got the results that you're looking for. Best of luck to all. Thank you so much for tuning in to this video. Be sure to like and subscribe, and stay tuned because I might have a submission for an upcoming BrickLink Designer Program series. Stay tuned for that. Thanks everyone, and I'll see you in the next one.